Guess who's back? Y'all thought y'all was getting rid of me last week, but guess who introing the show, man? It's your boy, Will Glory, man. Thank y'all for tuning into the Evergreen podcast. Today, I got Swag on the board. What up, Swag? Hey, man, to my left, man, one of the best co-hosts in the world, man. All-American. We going to Alabama pretty soon. DBL finest. Barry Beckwith. What up, dog?
What's up, man? Everything good, bro?
Hey, man, I'm ready, man. I'm turned up, man.
I'm just waiting. Like, I'm gonna jump on you literally, physically today, because I know you're gonna say something that's really gonna irk me and make me mad.
They tried to jump on me in the comment section last week, man. I was ready for it.
They did.
I was ready for it, man.
It was bad.
Hey, I'm sending friend requests to everybody who, hey, talk that trash, man. I'm sending friend requests to you, man. I'm telling you straight up, man. Hey, like and subscribe. You already know what it is, man. Evergreen, we turning up, man. Hey, this show today, though, you know what we gonna do, man? We're going to be sponsored by God Can't Fail, man. Shout out to God Can't Fail, everybody who with God Can't Fail, man. We appreciate y'all. We always rocking with y'all, man. We see what it is, man. We got a whole bunch of colors coming out real soon.
Throw me one of them color swag. Throw me one of them other color swag.
Yeah, man. Boom. It's going down, man.
Boom.
We letting people know, oh, this man a linebacker. He can't catch. That's why he play defense, man. That's why he playing defense, man. God Can't Fail, man. Y'all know what it is,
God
man.
Can't Fail, y'all know what it is. Boom. GodCan'tFail.com. Go check it out.
What you want to talk about this week, Doug? Man, I know everybody been talking about the NBA. The finals up on us. Okay. They calling it what? Hemi buckets.
Right.
Jimmy Butler, Hemi buckets, man. They got wrecks in NASCAR. The leading cat in NASCAR wrecking people, and then they suspended him for a game. It's all kind of craziness going on right now. The NHL about to go to the Stanley Cup. Like football kicking back off with OTAs.
Yep.
What you want to jump off on first?
I think for me, I want to talk about the NBA Finals.
All right, let's get it.
For a quick sec. And when it comes to professional sports, I'm all about entertainment, and I like superstars. Mm-hmm. It's not like college sports. Like I just like the college game, so I'm going to watch whoever. But when it comes to professional sports, I do like to see stars in professional sports. I really don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite NFL team. I don't have a favorite NBA team. I just like to watch certain players. And I'm going to be honest with you. I may not watch 1 minute of the NBA Finals.
What?
Yeah.
What? You don't like Jokic?
Didn't say I didn't like him. Just not going to watch him. Jamal Murray gets buckets. Not going to watch him.
Gotcha.
Jimmy Butler, I like his grit. I like his toughness. Not going to watch him. Can't name anybody else on the Heat roster, so I can't go that far. Oh, your boy Caleb Martin, just because
he just did it. He just went off at 7.
But I think from the entertainment standpoint, it's going to be good basketball. It really is, because the Denver Nuggets has a great offense. They do great movement. Jokic is a beast. But to me, it's just not entertaining in a sense. And so I think it's one of those factors in the NBA. Do you believe the NBA in general is upset in its finals? Which brings me back to the notion the NBA can't be scripted.
Yeah.
It can't be scripted, because if the NBA was really scripted, there's no way they want the Denver Nuggets playing the Miami Heat. So it lets me know that these dudes really out here hooping. And this goes to show you, no matter stars does not override scheme, stars does not override coaching, and stars does not override culture. And that's something that the Heat and the Nuggets both have. I love Mike Malone.
Yeah.
His intensity.
Yeah.
Mike Malone has that dog in him.
Yeah. He bought that action.
Like Mike Malone got that dog in him.
He bought that action.
Mike Malone needs to be a linebacker coach. Like no joke. Seriously, he has that dog in him, and I want to run through a wall for Mike Malone. Still not gonna watch his team in the finals, but I would want to run through a wall for Mike Malone. Exposure, obviously getting out the mud, being the best video guy in the NBA, and just seeing his development and how he's bringing this team to the NBA Finals. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. In the bubble, they went to the finals with the roster. If you look at it on paper, you say there's no way these dudes going to even get out the first round of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And so they're doing an outstanding job. So to all the executives and general managers, you trying to load up on these stars, you better load up on your culture.
That's really true, and we're really seeing that. All of Denver is really homegrown, except for maybe like an Aaron Gordon type that came in, but he fit the system, and the other team was really trying to get rid of Aaron Gordon. So it's not like they went out hunting for Aaron Gordon. You know what I'm saying? So like what you saying about what we talked about last week, culture, fit, scheme wise, and both of these teams were really based on schematical differences that got them to where they at, opposite of what everybody else in their conference did. And nobody else in the West runs that offense that Denver runs. Nobody in the East plays the defense that the Miami Heat do. So it's going to be a culture clash. It's going to be a great NBA Finals. I think it's going to end early. I think it's going to be great scheme wise, but I don't know if the Miami Heat have the horses right now. I'm not betting on it. I said I'm not betting on this. So I'm saying it publicly right now. I am not betting on the NBA Finals. I have never seen a 1 seed and somebody that played in a playing game be in the finals. So I don't know what to expect. Like you said, this can't be scripted because it would have been Boston and LA if it was.
That's true.
So that had all the biggest stars. We're gonna talk about that a little later. Should Boston be blown up or should they be stayed to leave them together? What the Lakers should do, as we talked about last week. We had everybody on social media running rampant. And then news coming out this week that the Warriors GM is stepping down. 48 years old and stepping down. That is really young for a GM. So the NBA is in a great place right now, man. And I'm happy to see a different team actually has a chance to win the championship in the Denver Nuggets. I think this will be their first championship. Miami hasn't won since LeBron. So Jimmy has never won. So it's going to be a great culture, man. Trail said something. I know Trail's supposed to be coming in later. He said something in the group text yesterday about Pat Riley. And is Eric Spoelstra really coaching? Do we give Spoelstra too much credit, or is Pat Riley really behind the scenes pulling the strings like the puppet master? So that was a really good comment that he made. So I'm gonna let him chime in on that later on. But it's just so much going on with the NBA right now, man. And then you got Jaylen Brown about to get $300 million, and then the year after that, Tatum's gonna get like $325. Like, how y'all gonna have two players with $620-something million on the books? So it's a lot going on. I'm excited for the NBA Finals. I'm excited to see all the ESPN analysts have to go to Denver, number one, because all they want to do is go to Miami and LA.
Yeah.
So you could go to Miami,
Right.
but you better get your butt on that plane.
That's
And
true.
go to Denver also, man, and show them people support, man, because they fans are crazy up there. The high altitude might get Miami at first, so I'm really enjoying it, man, and all of the players who we never seen before.
Right.
We never seen any of them.
That's true. Will, you just sold me. You just sold me on the finals. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. You just sold me on the finals, so I'm gonna watch it. So let's talk about Boston. So I know everybody is saying that they should blow the roster up. They should either trade Brown, Jaylen Brown, get someone else in there. I'm a little bit hesitant, and I'm different. I'm taking a little bit different stance when it comes to that. Now, I know people say, look, they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals how many times? I know they went Jason Tatum rookie year when they lost to the Cavs.
Three to four out of the last six, basically.
Right, and so they
3 or 4 out of the last.
So they've been in the league, what, 5-6 years?
5-6
right.
years.
So in this, I do believe they have the right nucleus to win a championship. Jaylen Brown does have turnover issues when he gets to the playoffs, especially on a big stage. Do I think that's correctable? Yes, it is. I believe it is. Because you have to be really, really careful, right? When you have a team this close on the verge. Last year, if they don't turn the ball over against Golden State, they win that series.
They win the series.
They win the series. Like, if you don't turn the ball over, you win that series. So you basically a few turnovers away from being world champs. Even this year, I do believe if they get past the Miami Heat, they can give Denver some problems. Obviously, if Jason Tatum is healthy. I know last game, Jason Tatum sprained his ankle in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And I think we want to compare Jason Tatum to other people. Like, I've seen other people play with a sprained ankle. Other people, body mechanics is a lot different than everybody else. Like, we seen LeBron James' ankle literally touch the floor and he get up like nothing happened.
Yeah, he walked it off.
Like years ago, like Willis Reed, like that's H&H. We're not gonna count that. But if anybody ever dealt with a sprained ankle, it's nothing to play with. That's why a lot of football players miss extended period of time when it comes to a sprained ankle. So he didn't have any lift on his shot. You just have to be very, very mindful of what you're doing. You don't want to. I don't think you don't want to blow it up too early, because if you do, again, you try to bring in another superstar. And when they talk about Dame Lillard, you know, you got to give us some pieces. I think some key pieces. So I think they are close. They need just to work on a few things individually.
Yeah,
I think they need to get rid of Marcus Smart.
they do.
They need a playmaker at point guard.
Yes.
I don't want my point guard taking charges and just running around playing hard. I need your offense to make plays and get people open. So I think to make a few adjustments, but I would not get rid of Jaylen Brown. Right now, the money's not an issue. We always talk about that. It's money everywhere, so I don't care about having 2 max players. Y'all got the money. Figure it out. The head coach, I don't really know too much about him yet. I'm still on the fence. But like I said, they still got the Eastern Conference Finals this year, so I would just hold out and don't give up hope too quick because you might end up setting yourself back 5 more years.
Now I was sold all the way since game 1 until today. After game 7.
Okay.
I mean game 1 for us after the preseason game 1 to start the season, the
Really?
NBA regular season.
Okay.
I was sold on if the Celtics don't win it all this year,
You're going to keep it.
blow it all up.
Okay.
After watching game 7, I realized Jason Tatum really want Brown with him. And it's a difference when another player wants you in battle with them. If Jason Tatum wants to go to war with Jaylen Brown. So I feel like if you feel like Tatum's the best player, and this is the guy that he really wants, you have to go to bat for your guy Tatum. Now, in 3 years, it might be to blow up the team, blow them 2 up, not together anymore, but get rid of some of the other pieces. Like you said, a Marcus Smart. It's time for Al Horford, like I said, to start coaching. Like, you don't need to be playing no more, man. Like, they went and didn't they get Brogdon this year?
Yeah, I thought it was a good
And
fit.
then he was hurt.
Yeah.
And then so what you gonna do with Brogdon? It might if Brogdon on 20, I think it's 21 mil a year or something like that for next year. It might be time to trade Brogdon in the offseason before the draft or something like that. Like you might need to get younger pieces, but also get a bunch of veterans. You need to go get some hungry veterans. I'm gonna throw out a couple names. DeMarcus Cousins. You need to go get Boogie Cousins to come off your bench as a post player. He gonna beat some people up and get his 6 fouls. You need to go to Taiwan and get you a Dwight Howard.
It's true.
He gonna play at least 20 minutes at the center in the post position for you and enforce physicality on other players. So that way Brown and Tatum not doing all your dirty work. They tried to go get a point guard though. That's my only concern with their franchise not being ran by Danny Ainge anymore, is that he tried to go and get Kyrie Irving and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So they did try to go get a playmaker point guard. It just didn't work with that guy for whatever reason that Kyrie didn't want to be in Boston, the hate, whatever, whatever it is. It just didn't work. So now I think they kind of fell back on Marcus Smart being the point guard because they didn't want to go back down that road with Kyrie. But it's time now. You got to get rid of Marcus Smart. So you either go get somebody in the draft and just be like, we about to stay really young right now and let him play point guard. That's a playmaker. Or you get one of these college guys or anybody who in the league, but you got to get rid of Brogdon, you got to get rid of Marcus Smart, and Al Horford got to go to coaching.
And Marcus Smart, the issue, which I get it, understand it, but he really thinks he's the best player on the team.
I don't think he would be the best player on any NBA team.
He wouldn't, but he really thinks he's the best player on the team because even you can just tell the way he carries himself, even in post game interviews. I'm not knocking it.
He's supposed to have that. He's supposed to have that.
You have to have that, but at the same time, it is a line that you have to walk. Like you realize, play your role and do what you there to do. Because sometimes I feel like he trying to take over a game, like he a walking bucket. Like it's not Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it's not.
And people don't realize
It's not.
the difference between college and professional level. It's a big difference. You seen a lot of guys. Pat Bell.
Yeah.
Pat Bell was a bucket at Arkansas.
Yep.
Was a bucket.
And overseas.
A walking bucket. He gets in the NBA, he realizes, wait a minute, I gotta transition my game and be a defensive specialist and knock down 3. I think that's the approach Marcus Smart has to take. But Marcus Smart be trying to take people off the dribble and all that stuff.
Anytime a player dyes his hair the team colors, I immediately know that this guy is really not who he thinks he is. He's putting on a persona. He's trying to become a superhero, trying to become a superstar instead of just being who he really is. Anytime somebody dyes their hair team colors, that's exactly what I think.
That's
harsh reality.
That's a pretty good analogy. I never thought about it like that. Somebody dyed their hair green, so he's a superhero.
He tries to turn into a superhero, but he ain't got no super basketball skills. Don't get me wrong, he's a great NBA player, but he should be on the bench.
Oh, God.
Fill up the comment section, man. I'm ready for y'all this week. Let's go, man. Shout out to Boston. Man. Boston actually deserves better.
They do.
Like, Boston fan base, they live through Doc Rivers, yo. Like, straight up.
That's true.
Like, the team that Doc Rivers had in Boston, they should have won 3 championships.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that fan base deserves better. And that fan base proven, if it's the Red Sox, if it's the Patriots, or if it's the Celtics, we're gonna show up. If it's the Bruins, if it's the Boston, we're gonna show up and show out every night consistently and make sure everybody knows that we have a presence, a fan presence.
Right.
So they actually deserve better, man. So just get rid of a couple pieces, man. Help the coach out, though.
Yeah.
Go and hire some of these other top NBA coaches who got let go, or top assistants on other staffs, and insulate him. Like, it's not that we have to get rid of the coach. Maybe the coach has a learning curve too. But how do we help the coach is the biggest thing. Like, we can't always replace everybody. You know, you tried that before, and Idoka around here running around in Houston now. So, and like I said, he always make bad decisions. Every day he wake up, it's another bad decision.
I don't know why he took that job. I don't know why he took that job.
He need to go ahead on and ask for another job right now.
Because, like, you hear, no, seriously, Swag. Like, you hear people, other players in NBA, they said like veterans, they try to counsel these dudes on the Houston Rockets. He said, because they said these dudes are reckless, like, far as how they play the game. He said they have no respect for the game. And said they try to talk to him after the game, like, hey, man, y'all got to have, he said, if y'all don't have respect for the game, y'all going to be out the league. And so you have a roster full of players like that.
They all trying to get them.
And they don't care. So he in for, I think he is in for a rude awakening. So we'll see how it goes. Bob Myers steps down as a Golden State general manager.
Yeah.
Is this the beginning of the end of Golden State as far as them breaking up their core nucleus? You said something on last episode. We all thought you was crazy. And I still think you're crazy, just in general.
That's fine.
I
think that too.
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
Yeah, I think that too.
Just in general. But now that I think about it, when you said they're going to trade Steph Curry within a couple years, this may be the start of it. Because when your general manager, like you said, 48 years old,
48,
just steps down abruptly, he said it's time. It's not so much time. I think when you're that successful for that long, you get a lot more comes with it than people on the outside don't know about. Yeah. Right? I think the Draymond situation, Jordan Poole, was just the tip of the iceberg of what's really going on inside the organization. The Chicago Bulls, like they can't sustain it. So it's hard to have sustained success for that long in professional sports. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, at some point, it's going to come to a head. So I think it's a lot that's going on internally within the organization. If we're going to step down like this, I think you will see the Golden State Warriors break up piece by piece.
I think, number one, the reason why I said that last week and people took it the wrong way, I was stating facts. I wasn't stating no opinion at that point. The NBA in 3 years is going to a hard salary cap. Right now, the Warriors are about $400 million in the luxury. You're not going to be able to do that in 3 years. You're going to have to cut players or trade them. So everybody took the comment and didn't realize what I was saying, that they're not going to be able to sustain the rosters. You're not going to be able to sustain the Jason Tatum and Brown in 3 years with a good roster. It's the way they're setting up the NBA. They're trying to create parity, right? So they're trying to stop the super teams and for you to generate a natural team. So I can see why Mr. Myers did what he did, because now he's going to be able to pick and choose his new destination, and it's going to be a start over situation to where he's going to build somebody else up, and then he's going to be looked at as the greatest GM in NBA history. So he might take a year or two off, let everything settle, let the new players come in the league, and then when he get ready, he's going to jump on the franchise. He's not going to even jump on a franchise that has the first overall pick. He's going to jump on somebody who's almost a playoff contender, that's in the lottery, and he's going to do his magic. He's going to work his magic, and he's going to be the one that trades for Steph Curry. He's going to be the one that trades for Curry because he's going to bring the veteran leadership over. Now, when I be saying this stuff, it sounds crazy. But then when it start working itself out, it's like, oh, I could really see him, because he's going to, like we always talked about, the buzzword been culture lately on the show, right? Yeah. Who's going to be a better culture maker for Mr. Myers at his new destination besides Steph Curry? Now, what if Mr. Myers teams up with somebody and becomes an owner? Yeah. We all know Michael Jordan ready to sell Charlotte. That's true. Where's Steph Curry from? Charlotte. Like, we got to start putting two and two together, bro. Makes sense, though. We got to start putting two and two together. Man, I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning with a newborn baby, bro. I be thinking. I'm thinking. Everybody else sleeping. You researching. I'm studying, yo. I'm not saying stuff just to say it no more. Right. Like, it's gonna get clicks regardless, man. Shout out to Instagram, shout out to TikTok, man. Like I say, like and subscribe.
Right.
But I ain't saying this out just off the
Right.
cuff no more.
That's true. That's true.
So when we think about that, and then how would Curry be able to become an owner in his hometown? By going there for a year or two, partnering with Mr. Myers.
That's true.
Bam, there you go right into ownership.
And at that point, it's not even about championships with Steph Curry.
It's not about championship with Steph Curry right now.
It's not. It's not.
Steph Curry is solidified. He's solidified as a top 3 point guard in the NBA. And he's really not a point guard. Think about that.
No, he's not.
Steph Curry's not a point guard. Steph Curry has been a shooting guard his whole life.
Right.
But because of the situation in Golden State, he's looked at as a top 3 point guard in the NBA, but the best all-time 3-point shooter. Steph Curry has changed the game. It's only like 4 or 5 players that really changed the NBA in our lifetime.
That's true.
Shaq, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry.
Jordan?
It's a debate. It's always a debate. It's always, you could say Jordan. Some people say Magic or LeBron or like, because they
kind of similar.
But the people who really changed the game, AI, Shaq, Steph Curry.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
They changed the game, man.
So do you think, like, as far as like these expectations that we put on players, as far as I would say media in general, I think we don't do this here at the podcast as far as when it comes to championships. Like, you know, Steph got 4 championships. LeBron has 4 championships. It's like, but it's almost, we try to pin them. The media tries to pin them against each other. Like this year, oh man, if Steph get 5, are we gonna put him in front of LeBron? Or if LeBron get 5, like we're gonna put him in front of Jordan. Like at some point, bro, I feel like this, man. If you're a great player, like you're great at your craft, and you get 1 championship, I think you solidify in general. I don't think people at home watching sports, even the media on ESPN, Fox Sports, when they get into this debate about championships, I don't think they realize how hard it is to win. Not how hard it is to win one game, first off.
One game.
Win one game, then try to win a championship. Like, that's extremely difficult. Like, to do that on that particular level. You could take it like in college, like, you know, to do the things that the Alabama's doing, or the things that Kirby Smart is doing right now in Georgia. I don't think people really sit back and appreciate that instead of comparing, oh man, if Kirby getting 1 more, is this the demise of Nick Saban? Like no, like man, I think we had to take on a more of an appreciation of what these coaches are doing, like what a Kirby Smart is doing, what a Nick Saban is doing. Even like Dabo Swinney at Clemson, like he went on a look. People want to talk about, oh, he was in the ACC. Again, those cats in ACC are on scholarship. Yeah, and he still had to go to the playoffs. He still had to beat Bama. Like, I don't think people realize how hard it is to win. So I think we have to lay off the comparisons and be more appreciative on how hard it is to be successful at that level, especially when it comes to individual players and who's the GOAT, who has the most championships. Yeah. Like, come on, man, you get 1, bro. Like, that's. I thought about, you said something about Joe Burrow. I know we kind of jump into place. I said, man, I don't think Joe gonna win another one. I was like, nah, well, I think he will, bro. I think he gonna win one. But the fact that he just got there and was a sack away from actually winning it, that's tough, bro.
Like y'all say, Cat was wide open. Cat wide open down the field.
Chase
touchdown.
Chase ball game over because he ain't dropping it.
And you ain't catching him.
You're not gonna catch him. So that was over with. So I feel like if Joe don't win the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna think less of Joe. Because I know every year he's going to put his team in position to be successful. Same thing with Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, that was my comparison.
Like, hey, it's, Swag, I kind of see what you was talking about with Tom Brady now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. All right, that's a lot of Super Bowls. Yeah. He a dog. But when I'm not saying he's not the GOAT. But when you want to look at talent-wise, him and Marino, would Bill Belichick swap Marino for Tom Brady?
Yes.
My point.
Yeah.
So we talk about the culture. Somebody, said earlier, comment on TikTok, like, what are y'all talking about? You talking nonsense. Well, culture has a lot to do with it because you have to have a coach that does buy in. Shout out Coach Turner too. A great comment on a post about that. The coach has to buy into the culture. The Patriots have a great culture. So what if you had Dan Marino in this era with a Bill Belichick and he bought into the culture? 7 Super Bowl rings?
Lighten him up. He'll be the all-time leading passer.
That's it.
It go back to what you were saying, bro. Like I think the biggest thing is with the expectations and the way we treat people is what this podcast is all about. We always talk about making better people, right? Everybody don't want people to be better. Like that's a fact. Like if I can compare you to somebody else and lower you, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. So when you got analysts that's at these big companies, they don't wake up like us. They don't wake up like us on purpose, right? They wake up on clicks. We wake up on purpose. Like I'm gonna go around the room real quick. I'm gonna start with Sway. Sway, you wake up a millionaire every day, right? Yeah. Doug, you wake up a millionaire every day, right?
Absolutely.
I wake up a millionaire every day. They don't do that. So that's the difference between our podcast and other people. The way we wake up on purpose, because it's not about the money. Right? If they can't keep their job at ESPN, if they can't send out the clickbait, if they can't do that, they gotta hit the topic that the other people on Fox Sports hitting. Because if they're not talking about it over here, then the people gonna tune into Fox Sports. So they gotta have the same topic, and then they gotta create more clickbait. When we just come in, turn the pod on, and we good anyway.
Yep.
Right? Because our purpose is centered in the right spot, so we can look at stuff in a natural environment. We could take the blinders off our eyes and we can see, hey man, Tatum need help. What Tatum need help with? Hey, let's find out the help instead of then, man, Tatum trash, man. Yeah. Like, man, he ain't got it, man. Like, even with the AR-15 last week. Like, yeah. I really never said AR-15 was trash. But that was a clip and it was set up that way so you can go and watch the whole podcast, right. Not just the clip. Like he's a good basketball player. He's a good NBA player. Right. I never said the man was trash, right? So go watch the whole thing and find out what's really being said and then go compare what we're saying. Is he a 12, 13-point game scorer? Yes, he is. Who else was 12, 13-point game scorer? Okay, now I can see the comparison. Right. We just laying it out because we still try to make better people because he can work on his game and become an 18-point game scorer. Mm-hmm. Like it's never a tear down situation. So they're tearing people down. So that's why they raise the expectations, and there's always the comparison. It's always the LeBron versus the Jordan. It's always the Celtics versus the Lakers. It's always the Patriots versus everybody. Right. Why? Because the Patriots be winning. So is Bill Belichick the greatest NFL coach of all time? Yes. Yes, he is. Is Nick Saban the greatest college football coach of all time? Yes. Yeah. Yes, he is. It takes nothing away from Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart developed. Kirby Smart was a loyal dude to Coach Saban. Like, so when are we going to appreciate cats being loyal? When are we going to appreciate people putting in the work ethic? When are we going to appreciate the people actually getting out here saying, hey, I can be better than this. I'm going to work at it. Right. But I'm going to stay in my position working it. Like I got a guy right now, right? I don't mean to jump subjects on it. I got a guy right now, good worker, right? He's a great laborer. But he want to be a skilled worker. So I tell him, hey, man, you need to go take your classes. You need to go do this. You need to go pass these tests, man. Get certified by the state. And then, we can do something. Mm-hmm. I could put you on certain jobs. I could put you here and put you there. Your salary basically going to double. All right. But if he doesn't do it and doesn't apply himself, is it my fault or is it his fault?
It's his fault.
Because I'm still trying to make better people because I'm giving you the knowledge to actually go out here and do the work.
Right.
To actually go and do what you say you want to do. I'm never making it about me and saying, hey man, I need you to go do this. I need you to go nah, man, I put you in your position. So when you got Joe Burrow, you put Joe Burrow in position, you give him all the weapons. You go and get DeAndre Hopkins like they should do. Right? Like you're supposed to load up because you don't want to play against DeAndre Hopkins if he go to the Chiefs or the Bills.
Right.
So as a person in position, you're supposed to put other people in position so they can succeed. That's also. True. And most people don't want to do that. They want to tear people down. That's why we making better people over here at Evergreen.
I think it's the expectations that they put on players. And so any time in life, if you have expectation on what a person should be doing or what a person should be, mm-hmm. and they don't reach your expectations, now you're disappointed. But they never what you expected for them, they wasn't expected that for themselves. So I think when you talk about the media in general, they get way too personal when it comes to this because they sit at home at night thinking about this person should win these many championships, this person should average this many points, and when they don't do that, they want to go on TV and trash them and dog them. Look, that's something that for me personally, like. I can't stand that. Yeah. I really don't use the word hate, but I don't like it. We talked about this few episodes ago, a while back, sometime last year. Go check it out. When we talk about, is there really a such thing called a bust in professional sports? And I mean, you crossing a thin line when you call somebody a bust who just sound like a $30 million contract.
Yeah.
Really?
How?
Like really a bust? Like
The IRS ain't calling them a bust.
no, nobody's calling them a bust. Like, and so for their success to them looks different than the success you're putting on them.
Mm-hmm.
Success to them is like, hey man, hey mom, pops, you don't have to work anymore.
Yeah.
Paid your house off. Whatever, I make a start whatever it is, success looks like to them. Like they're cool with that. Like it's not their fault that you paid me $30 million. Because guess what? I put myself in a position to get this $30 million. Mm-hmm. Why do we do the things that we do in the first place? To elevate. So it's nothing to do with them personally. I think if media would just stop putting expectations on other people, other players, and then when they don't meet the expectations, you get personal and get in your feelings. Because they think, you know what it is? I think they're scared because in a sense, if they don't get on there and talking trash and talking noise, they're not gonna get viewership.
They're not. And then they ain't gonna lose their check.
Because they don't know how to pivot towards something else. Look, I know I said
hey, shout out to the pivot. Shout out to the pivot.
Like
man.
I love what they do.
Yeah,
Ryan
we
Clark,
watch every week.
I
We
love
watch
what they
every
do,
week,
man, because they literally get on that podcast and show you who that person, whether it's a player, an actor, an actress, an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
They never tear nobody down. Like they dig deep, and you really realize who that person really is. And
that's because they real dudes.
yes, true.
So
That's true.
so they not just cats who just went to school just to create a story. Like they really went to school to help out their families by playing ball.
That's it.
Like so they didn't made it. It's exactly what we talking about right now. They have made it, so they can actually shed the light. They can show what other people are doing, man. And it's crazy the way they got all of this set up. It's all it won't mass confusion, right?
Yep.
So the media wants mass confusion on no matter what your topic is. I want to point you in this direction, and then you missing the real story.
Yep.
You missing the story that these cats is really making money. They really providing for their family. They really being great fathers. They really being great stewards of their money and investing their money. They only want to tell you about the cats who went broke. Like, we got to start making better.
And that's
people,
a small
man.
percentage too.
That's
yeah,
a really small percentage,
That's a
man.
small percentage of kids of players not handling their money because, like I said, you see more and more of them doing. Making the right investments and doing the right things with their money because it's a success to them. That's why you can never. I think it irks them to a sense where if a person loses the finals, or if LeBron James loses against, he lost against the Mavericks that year. Mm-hmm. He got on the podium and he rubbed people the wrong way because he said, "Look, I'm gonna wake up to my life. You're gonna wake up to yours."
That's the truth.
So that's the truth because success to him is totally different. This is somebody who's from Akron, Ohio, has a single mother and made it to this point. Like
Grew up in the hood.
I honestly
Now he got
believe-
his own school,
and a billionaire.
Kids doing great in life.
So
like
what-
that's all everybody want, yo.
That's
Everybody
it.
just want their
That's it.
kids to be great in life, man.
That's
And
it,
I could
bro.
be a great parent to my kids.
That's it.
And I could sustain my money for them and I could give them a better life than I had. That's what everybody wants,
That's
bro.
true.
So just like we talking about it right now, right? I'm gonna throw off some people real quick. And we're gonna see if they fit the narrative of what people say versus the reality.
Okay.
If they really okay in life. Lakers. We're gonna go with the Lakers.
Okay, all right.
Anthony Davis. Right?
All right.
Anthony Davis is a junior in high school. He's 6'1.5". He's not really playing that much. He shoots up to 6'9", 6'10". Start playing in the post. End up at Kentucky. End up on a bunch of highlights. First pick in the draft with New Orleans, but didn't work out in New Orleans. Whatever, injuries, coaching, whatever. End up with the Lakers, win a bubble championship. People like me say the bubble wasn't real. Like I truly feel like the bubble wasn't a real champion. They should have named it something else. It shouldn't have been a regular NBA championship. But that's not taking nothing away from Anthony Davis. But people say Anthony Davis is not a good basketball player because of their expectations on Anthony Davis. The cat averaged 24, 26, and 14 in the Western Conference Finals against Jokic. Is Anthony Davis a bust?
No.
No. So then we're going to go to another person, right? Local guy. I be in Houston a lot, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Russell Shepard. Russell Shepard was the #1 player in the country coming out of high school, right?
Yep.
Dual threat quarterback. Chose LSU because he loved the culture, he loved the fit, and he wanted to win. He loved the players that was
did.
coming in.
He did.
He really should have went to Oregon, or he should have went to a Clemson or something like that. a Texas or something like that that could have highlighted him as a quarterback.
Right.
He ended up playing wide receiver. I think he never threw a pass at LSU. People say he's a bust. Cat still goes off to the NFL, plays
8
I
years.
think 7 to 9, 8 years. He played 8 years in the NFL, special teams captain, makes a lot of money. Now he's one of the leading trucking companies in Houston.
Yep.
Then he got his construction side of his company where they drop off dumpsters and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Thriving. One of the best young people. He's a top 40 under 40 in Houston. I don't care if they've given him the award. Now, hey, we giving it to you on Evergreen,
For
Russ.
real, bro.
Straight up, my dude.
Right.
Top 40 under 40 in Houston right now, what he's doing in that community. His community, where he from.
Right.
He's striving, putting people on, giving them jobs. But people say he a bust.
Now, and that's the thing that irks you, because I think a lot of times people outside of the environment who's not in the locker room really need to learn just to be quiet, because you don't know what's going on. The Russell Shepard thing, they're saying he was a bust at LSU, but they don't know Russell Shepard's heart either. They have no idea about his heart, what type of person he is. This dude was the number one player in the country, 5-star recruit. He used to come to LSU all the time. Like, so we had him on visits. He would come to the practices. And so at that time, for me, recruiting, it was a purity in recruiting back then. Because once a player fell in love with the school,
That was it.
that was a wrap. It really wasn't so much, okay, I'm going to take this visit, that visit. Like, he was around LSU a lot, and he loved the players. He loved the team. He loved us. And no ego or anything like that. You talking about, especially in Texas, high school Texas football, when you know one playing in the
Dude
state of
was a
Texas, you a dog.
You dude
And
dog,
he was a dog. It was just, look, people, understand sports in general. I want you to understand, I just want you to understand sports in general. You cannot label someone a bust when the actual system or the scheme does not fit their skill set.
Yep.
And so for him, he knew deep down, okay, this scheme is probably not going to fit my skill set, but I love the culture, I love the players, and also I don't love football like y'all want me to love football. And this is why I'm going to say this. He probably agree with this. Because I'm pretty sure he had aspirations of, being an All-American, LSU and all that stuff. But for him to choose a university knowing that they run a power I,
Toss
dive, ISOs, 2 wide receiver sets.
Fernandez, guys.
That's it. And doesn't fit his skill set. That lets me know that time in high school, he already had his future set up outside of football. Like you said, him being having one of the top companies in Texas or even in the country, like I said, in the country.
Shout out to Russ, man.
Yeah, having top companies in the country. He didn't just think about that just because, I got done playing football, let me go do it. It don't work like that. You read that article, I think even with the owner, Mr. Maurer, I believe, of the Giants.
The Giants,
they're really good friends. So he would he leveraged their relationship to let him mentor, like, how do I make this transition before I retire?
Dope.
So that lets me know that who he was. Right. First off, Russell knew who he was. Again, those are expectations that people put on him. Like, we put that on him.
Yeah.
Like, LSU fans put that on him.
Yeah.
But Russell already knew who he was. Like, I'm going to be good whether I come here and run for 2,000 yards or run for 200 yards. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be satisfied with my life. And that's why the transition for him after ball was so easy and so successful, because Russell really knew who he was in high school beyond that jersey.
Yeah. Great parenting, man.
Yes,
Great
bro.
parenting,
Shout out
good
Russell.
background, man.
They got to get Russell on the show.
Hey, man. I said I wasn't doing no LSU people this year.
I know,
But,
man.
Hey,
He from
Russ a
Texas,
good
though,
dude,
man.
man. He from Houston, man.
He
Right
from-
up the road, man. Like,
Bro, we gotta get
I
Russell
love
on,
the
bro.
story, man. I love
I
what
do
he
too,
did.
bro.
And that's thus proving what we talking about right now. People expectations are not reality. They're not reality, bro. Like, these people are still out here thriving in this world, and they thriving better than most of the other people. The people who talking about them.
That's true.
They working for them.
That's true.
So we need to pump the brakes a little bit and make sure we keeping everything on board and keep making better people.
Man, it's so many players that I've known that come through that didn't reach other people's or other fans or even coaches' expectations, but they're doing an outstanding job. They're doing great things.
They
man.
winning that life.
Winning that life in general.
Winning that life, man.
I'm thinking about a guy I played with, Kevin Shepard. Obviously Kevin Shepard did have an outstanding college career. Went to NFL, played 8 years, But now, I mean, he's a linebacker coach for the Detroit Lions, and
He gonna be a DC.
He's gonna be a DC.
He
So
gonna
like
be a
real
DC
soon,
real quick.
real soon. And so I think those are the stories that need to be highlighted more, as opposed to okay, well, this guy, lost all his money, or this guy got arrested, or this guy has a domestic abuse case. We talk about it all the time in New Orleans, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to make sure New Orleans is so dangerous. And I talk about it when I went
really
down
not.
there, it's really not that dangerous, but they want to pump the negativity, man, to just inflict fear, inflict clicks, wherever it may be, for you to watch the news, and it's not right, and all that stuff. I think that's what we have here is good.
Mm-hmm.
So all that stuff is going to backfire.
Yeah.
It's going to backfire, and I think if for us and people like the Pivot, even I Am Athlete, having that platform to really show who people are behind what other people really think they should be, I think is really dope.
Where do you see? I know we seen some stuff recently since we talking about college now with the NIL. A lot of states are trying to pass laws to where they can actually create bigger collectives and supersede what the NCAA is saying. So they're trying to follow the Texas and Texas A&M model, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, hey, we're gonna pay our players these flat fees. If it's $100,000, if it's $200,000 a year, and whatever else they go out and get, that's totally up to them. And y'all can't punish them because they play in our state. And so our state law supersedes what y'all saying with y'all fake laws. Mm-hmm. How you feel about that with all of the southern states really trying to get behind that right now? It's really the SEC really trying to do it.
Right. I mean, I think it's a long time coming. Systems that put a chokehold, or systems who want to run it, systems who have regulations, and systems that only benefit the system and not the people, is going to come to a head.
Yeah.
And so it's only a matter of time. And the NCAA benefited for years and years and years and years.
Free labor
for years. And so now you reap what you sow. That's
biblical.
That's biblical. That's spiritual law. Like, you reap what you sow. You talk crazy, you're gonna get crazy. You know what I mean? So if you try to manipulate and misuse people, guess what? That manipulation is gonna come back on you 10 times than what you did to them. So I think what they're doing, I think is extremely dope. I think the SEC has always been the leader of any initiative when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
Even the conference bowl games, they were the first to do that, man. So I think they're always a step ahead. They handled COVID better than anybody else, bro.
Yeah.
When people say shut down the season, let's be patient. Let's start in October, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
And so I think they realizing too as well. I think it's so dope because sometimes they're having an epiphany as well. They're having a realization like, wait a minute, man. Like, these kids been working for free far too long. Like, this not right. Because even us paying them, it's really not gonna mess up our bottom line at all. That's about sowing and reaping. Yeah. If you're a sower, like, you never gonna run out no way.
Never.
And so I don't think I don't think they realize what they sowing.
They sowing into these kids.
They don't realize it, and so they never gonna run out. And so at the same time, I think they come to the realization like, wait a minute, man, for years this ain't right. I mean, concession stand sales, jersey sales, ticket sales, TV revenue,
parking lot.
It's time for these young students to benefit off of this. And I think the reason the NCAA was afraid, and the reason they were scared, because now these kids are now being taught the business aspect of life that normally you wouldn't be exposed to because you're just wrapped up in the playbook 24/7. You're just wrapped up in the weight room 24/7. But now you have to negotiate deals. Now you're getting money that you have to invest in. The gymnast from LSU, I don't want to mess up her name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Shoot.
Yeah.
She said save
some with the L. Some with the L.
I forgot. I'm so sorry. But anyway, she's
Dunn. I think it's Dunn or something like that.
Olivia Dunn.
Yeah.
Olivia Dunn. She said, save your money and invest it. That's not normal for a 19 or 20-year-old to be talking like that. And this is what they're afraid of. When I was in college, man, we didn't know nothing about no balancing no checkbook. We didn't know how to write a check. Yeah. We didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And so now this is what they're teaching them. Because I always say this. Back when I was playing, and other players can attest to this, when we got out of college, it may have been the 4 best years of your life. Yo, you playing in front of 100,000 people. Like, you on TV every week. man, you doing this, you signing autographs, people love you. But while you playing for those 4 years and quote unquote shining, once you step foot off that campus, you're 4 years behind everybody else.
Yeah.
And so now what this doing, this is putting them at a level playing field where everybody else is in those economic classes, that's in those construction management classes, or whatever it may be. It puts them at a level playing field, and then they can actually use that platform to leverage to be even at a higher scale as well.
I'm ready right now, and I'm excited for the next couple of years with NIL. I'm ready for the first athlete to say, I'm going to school for the first year, and I'm redshirting. Send me all the NIL. I'm doing all NIL my first year. Load up on NIL, get you about $2-3 million in NIL deals, and be a real spokesperson the first year. But work on your craft, work on your schooling, get ahead in the class so where you're not behind. Take all your summer sessions, all your inner sessions, make sure you're ahead, but purposely work on being a business. Because we always say, hey, that football what got you here. But did the football really get you there? Or did your parents paying for them to go to them camps got you there? Did your parents paying for that trainer get you there? Was you on a travel paying 7-on-17 where you flew around the country on a private jet that costed money? So maybe the business of football actually got you to LSU. Maybe the business of football got you to Bama. And I think when we see that first kid that separate the business from the football and understand that, I think that's gonna shock the world. Right. Because then that kid gonna have real priority straight. And gonna understand I'm gonna make this $1 million, $2 million this first year, and then whatever happened with the chips fall, we're gonna let them fall where they fall at. But we're gonna separate the business of football versus football.
That's true. I just it amazes me that and to be in this point of our life and actually experiencing it. Yeah. It's like you never thought like you'd be able to experience it. Like you used to get in trouble for getting a can of Coke from somebody. Somebody bought you a Coke, bro. Like you used to get in trouble. You get reprimanded for it. Like we got reprimanded in college one time for going to a restaurant. Like they said, hey, y'all go again. This is a hefty fine for the school, and y'all gonna miss games. For food, bro.
Eat. Something that the restaurant was gonna throw away. if they didn't serve it that night, they throwing it away.
For food, bro. And it was this man. It was crazy. And I think, and look, honestly, people don't realize. People say college got the good. College athletes have it really good. But at the same time, even when I was in school, like I checked. A month was $200. All right, so
hey man, you're dating yourself now.
So I want people to put this in perspective. Okay, people say, okay, you're on scholarship, y'all got it made. Okay, you got free food, whatever, and free education. Mm-hmm. But you get $200 a month because you're not allowed to work.
You can't work.
You can't. I'm not saying you're not allowed to, but you can't work.
You don't have no time.
You have no time.
You don't have no time.
So $200 a month. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, I mean, if you go out to eat a couple times, or if you want to go on a date, whatever, like you can't go. Like, you're not going. So
you're gonna be wearing all school issue clothes.
That's it. That's a lot of them did. So, what happened is, yeah, of course we took from other sources or other people because statute of limitations over with. Yeah, okay, they can't. So we took that because you had to. Yeah, you had no choice. You know what I'm saying? So I think man, it's a long time ago. So now it's like to the point where, man, I have no issue with that, and just I think I just want the student athletes to be smart about it, to educate themselves first and foremost. And not only they educate themselves, but the parents educate themselves, and also for the students in general. Even like kids in high school right now, the student athletes in high school. You brought up a good point about the 7-on-7s, about the camps that they're going to as well. Definitely be appreciative to your parents of what they're doing right now. Because I think a lot of times as a kid, you just kind of go through life and think life is easy, not realizing the sacrifices that your parents made for you. Yeah. Right. And so they'll do anything for you. So at any point, you just stop and take a deep breath and relax and just tell them how much you appreciate what they're doing, because that stuff is not cheap to fly to Vegas, go to Florida, because they're doing it for you because it is an investment. And on the flip side of it, that investment for them, when you do get that free scholarship, being able to travel and see the country and be places that they never would have been if they didn't put you in a position to be successful. So student athletes, man, appreciate your parents for what they're doing for you, putting you in that position to be successful.
Man, we did a really cool thing, man, with SDA last week over here at Evergreen, man. We showed up to the signing ceremony, and we blessed some kids. what we looking for to partner with, who fits who we are as people, and what we're trying to provide to the community, man. And we did some NIL stuff with some of the kids there, and man, I just want to take this time out to let people know, if you can elaborate on actually what we're looking for in kids that we want to partner with to do NIL, as far as their character, schoolwork, athleticism, where those kind of things rank on the list,
Right.
and what's really important to us, man, because we about to do the same thing with DBF, and we're doing the same thing with the track kids, you know what I'm saying, with Dante and stuff like that, man.
I think the type of kids that we're looking for to partner with the NIL, number one is character. And now, character for us is going to trump how well you play on the field or basketball court. Now, character doesn't mean that you're perfect. Look, trust me. Character doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes. Like, if you made a mistake in the past, like, we don't care about that. But also, at the same time, it's more so how you conduct yourselves in public and how you treat other people.
Yep.
That's simple. Like, that's it. You conduct yourself well in public. You treat other people right. That's simple. The second thing that we want to do is to make sure that you really understand who you are. So if we bring a kid in here and say, look, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars to shout out Evergreen podcast. If I were to take that jersey off right now and strip it from you, take the helmet off, who are you?
Who are you?
If you can't tell me, then I think that's for us to give you that answer. But that's the type of kids that we're looking for. Not only kids understanding that the jersey that they wear does not define them, because this is why we're doing NIL with you in the first place, to teach you the business side of it. So, man, character, treat people with respect, know who you are outside of your jersey, and just the willingness to serve other people as well. I think that's the other most important factor, is not just doing this to get money, but also what we're imparting to you to go imparting to your peers as well. Yeah. And look, we're not looking for no 5-star recruit. We're very unorthodox.
Yep.
Everything that we do, even our personal lives, even our business lives, is very unorthodox. We do not follow the program. We're not. You don't have to be a top recruit. You just have to be respectful, like you said, character.
A top person.
Top person.
5-star people.
That's
what
it.
we
We
looking
don't
for.
care.
We looking for 5-star people.
We don't care if you got no offers.
Don't
care. We love you for who you are.
We can help you get off.
We can help you do that.
That's what we do.
There ain't no issue. And you got a strong work ethic, man. That's the type of kid they were looking for. So I'm extremely excited about the podcast.
We turning up.
Because it's a real thing. We're gonna do this. And also it brings light to the kid as well, exposure to him, exposure to his school, and exposure to his community, wherefore that they may not have gotten the exposure if we didn't help them out or serve them in some type of capacity.
Yeah, man. And we're going to switch gears a little bit, man. I'm seeing some crazy stuff in sports right now, man. They had a major wreck in NASCAR. And the thing about the wreck was the way they said the guy crashed the other guy, it could have caused the death, right?
Okay.
So why are we still in 2023 having cars that's going 200 miles per hour in a circle? Number one, they're going in a circle. Like, reality, they're going in a circle at 200 miles per hour with a bank, with a 45 degree bank when they hit the curve. And then why do we have pressure points on these cars where if you hit a car a certain way, the car could flip? Tires still flying off of cars on races, going into the stands. The precautionary fences are not tall enough. Like, what are we doing as a society to where NASCAR is one of the biggest sellers in the world? Racing period is one of the biggest sellers in the world. Everybody want to go fast, but we're not protecting the drivers. We're not protecting the fans. We're not protecting the people. We just putting them on TV with all these sponsorships. Like the car, they the first NIL. Racing was the first NIL. All the cars had all the sponsorships. Everything that the NBA trying to do now, racing been had all of this, right? So why are we not being more precautionary on these racing, and why it's not just timed races? I don't understand. Hey man, why you got to go 400 miles in a race to find out who the best racer?
I can tell you why.
Why?
They don't value people as long as you bringing them value, they don't value people.
Yeah.
So if you bringing them value, and you bringing them revenue, they really don't care about your well-being.
Man, they said the crash was so dangerous they had to suspend the guy, right? Guess how many races he got suspended for?
One
race. But it was the most dangerous crash, could have caused a catastrophe that they ever seen.
Right.
He suspended him for one race.
Just one.
One week. Basically 1 week. He could still do all his training. He could still do all of that. And it's not like he losing money because he actually owns other cars. Like he's a car owner for Bubba Wallace. He actually owns the Bubba Wallace car.
Okay.
So he's still going to make money this week because Bubba Wallace going to race.
Right.
So what are we doing, man? Like, are we really, like you said, they really just don't care about the people?
They don't. No, it's more so if you bringing them value at a high level and bringing them revenue, they're not going to value. They're not going to value you. And so if you can build a robot to serve you food at a restaurant, I'm pretty sure it's something that you can do on a racetrack to make sure you protect the product that's out there driving cars and putting themselves at risk.
Man, it's crazy, bro. I ain't never seen nothing like that. I ain't never seen where they said it was so dangerous, but then it's 1 week off.
No.
Like it don't add up.
You can't.
It don't add up with the penalty, man. Shout out to Dante,
man. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up,
What's up, bro?
How y'all doing, man? Clocking in.
Man, you good, man?
Speed tail in the building, man.
Dante been in the whole time. He just kind of transformed through the
Just
sofa.
want to soak it in, man.
I told you. I said last week he was Wolverine, so I don't like Dante got superpowers. I don't think I realized that.
He got the Marcus Small powers in real life. He got them in real life.
Oh man,
he got Marcus Small powers in real life.
Oh man. He called Marcus.
What's up, guys?
Man, chilling, man.
First off, how was practice?
Oh, practice was great.
Good.
I told you
man.
we read on Orthodox here, Evergreen.
Yeah, man.
Great
This
practice.
man fresh off the track.
It's
Still coming in. Now you got 15 minutes though.
Hey, we gonna roll it too. Watch,
So
watch me work.
The floor.
Watch me
Because
work.
man, we're probably like
We
15
done ran.
minutes.
Yeah, we done ran a little bit.
The
Whatever
floor
you
is
want to talk
yours.
about is all on you.
All right, so Celtics, way to suck it up in Game 7. Great job, guys. I don't even know what's the point in showing up. I'm watching. Who was our boy Harris? That was the one talking noise to Jimmy. I am watching him run away from the basket as Kyle Lowry is going to the basket for a scoop shot. He's running back on defense. The play ain't even over on defense. He's standing in the paint. Way to go, guys. Give up a 20 piece. 20 piece in Game 7 with your whole crowd. A historic comeback
Oh
Yeah.
you meant you
Yeah.
for nothing.
There's the fans.
He
Bro.
said
They got
that.
some great fans in Boston.
That's true.
Nothing.
That's true.
Like everybody looking, all eyes on you.
Them tickets was high too.
Tickets was $28,000 for flow
Tickets was
seats.
high, bro.
$28,000?
28,000 for flow seats, 640 for nosebleed.
That's a whole season in a
That
nosebleed.
is, bro. That is. They
That's
do
a
this.
whole
They,
season.
That's season tickets though.
That's a season. That's a whole season in a nosebleed, yo. God.
Way to suck it up, guys. I don't know. I don't know what in the world would possess. I mean, look, Jaylen Brown, you played for the Boston Celtics. 8 turnovers in a Game 7. Where do you get off calling yourself? I don't know how you can be an All-Pro and also you just giving the ball away. Like zero ball handling control as a guard. You're a perimeter player.
This is what you do.
This is your livelihood. If you weren't good to begin with, how haven't you got better?
Is that his ball handling? That's fixable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think is fixable.
Yes.
Like
It's not like something that's hard to correct as far as professional sports. Accuracy as a quarterback. That's why.
yeah, that's true.
That's why everybody look at Josh Allen and be like, "Yo, how did you transform?" And that's why Brian Daboll got a head coaching job, because he fixed him, right?
He did.
So the thing that Jaylen Brown is looking for, my son actually has in my 10-year-old, it's called dribble up. He has a dribble. It's a dribbling. It's a yellow ball and it has a sensor in it. And you get your iPhone out and you or your iPad and you work out with the digital trainer.
digital circles.
It's a digital trainer.
On
It
the
has
TV.
digital circles. It's called dribble up. Say, but the cat got handles now. I'm talking about.
Will.
He told me one new goal for the summer. I said, let me see what you got. I said, all right, you get a new goal for the summer then. Like after he showed me, I was like, all right, well, you get a new goal for the summer then. He wants Jaylen Brown needs dribble up.
Will.
That's what it is. Hey, dribble up, call me.
Will. Start your call. Go home, bro.
Man, this is really good. They got soccer. They got everything on dribble up. Now they branching
You
out.
told this man to get dribble up.
I didn't tell him man to get dribble up. I said what y'all just
It
said.
helped it
That's
helped
what
him.
he needs. It helped my 10-year-old out.
Remember Tommy Mansky back when we were small? He used to
Yeah.
have the videos on about baseball on TV.
Yeah, I listened to the video.
I'm telling you, dribble up dope, bro.
That is
It
true.
teach you everything. It teach you everything about handling the ball.
Because actually, like, I ain't gonna, I like Jaylen Brown. To me, he do got like a dog mentality, but that's something that he has to get corrected. And that's why I said earlier, I wouldn't just I wouldn't blow him up. I wouldn't separate him because for me, it's like, man, okay, you could correct that. Last year, if they don't turn the ball over against Warriors,
Yeah.
they win that series.
They can win.
You don't turn the ball over like you did.
Honestly, because I see a lot of people saying that, and I'm like,
And watch the whole episode, people. Like, watch the whole episode, please.
yeah, because look, I'm part 2. I don't know what they talked about. I swear to God.
No,
But we anticipated. We anticipated.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you blow them up, but then what? Like, what do you get back? Like you blow. Everybody saying blow them up, blow them up. All right, for what? You know what I'm saying? If you trading, what you getting back? You know, and then if you just going in free agency, then you just that's just a bunch of wasted time. Then you all the time that you can put into these cats, all the time that you know, all the development time, everything like that. Look, all in all, you still, I believe, Celtics been to the Eastern Conference Finals 7 times since 2016.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of times, bro.
Yeah.
Multiple coaches, multiple. Now it does beg the question: how the same core with multiple coaches can't get over the hump?
But they getting there.
They getting to the. They getting there.
They getting there.
And look, I know, you know, Tatum had the ankle, everything like that, but also, man, look, Tatum 25. Usually, don't start seeing, you know, these cats hit they real stride, like dominate the entire league until they 28.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
27,
They
28.
got a little more weight to gain.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
that's
true.
that's what everybody from Bron,
That's true.
Mike,
That's facts.
Kobe, all of them. Like,
Facts.
I mean, Wade might have started a little earlier because he had Shaq while Shaq still had some gas in the tank.
Yeah.
And he was a little older too.
Yeah.
What he played 2 or 3 years at Marquette.
He's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then he got right. He wasn't a one and done type cat. So, all right. So, I mean, basketball wise, that's my take. I mean, it's still Denver in 5. But
Denver in 5?
yeah.
Denver, yeah, I think so.
Trail had asked something we had talked about. We had hinted on it a little bit. How you feel about people saying that Spoelstra really not that great of a coach, and it might be really Pat Riley pulling the strings
Spoelstra is
behind
a
him?
great coach.
what I said.
Spoelstra is a great coach. To do what he did with a bunch of pieces, and like these are pieces. I mean, hell, Tyler Hero was damn near a piece, and he got hurt, and he out.
Yeah, he out. He can be back on the finals though.
And look, Caleb Martin ain't just come out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That was trained. That's training in the gym. That's
Oh, yeah.
that was trained to be ready for that moment. And he splashed them down.
Yeah.
The reason Kamoki won the national championship because she had old girl ready to come off that bench, and she splattered him in that first half from
That's
3.
true. That's true.
That's coaching. That's coaching. Look. I know we throw it around, but that's culture, dog. That's culture. You want to know what culture? Caleb Martin, poster boy for culture.
That's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know, Caleb Martin. What do you hear? 25,
26.
26.
Like, I think 11 for 16, something like that, something stupid.
And I mean, he was.
I know.
I mean, turn around, Jay. You know, back down, turn around.
He was in the zone.
Fade away.
He was in the zone.
Right, like dog. I mean, ready for the moment. That don't come out of. That's not just shaking the dice and throwing them, bro.
Yeah.
Like he was ready.
Yeah.
He was ready.
Then could you name, Dante, one person on the Heat team, like, let's say at the halfway point of the season, not even the halfway point, like 20 games in the season, could you name one person on the team besides Jimmy Butler?
I mean, I could, but
Like, afterwards,
Like,
yeah.
Bam.
Would a normal fan be able to?
no, not a normal.
No,
fan.
Even with Bam, to me, Bam don't play good. Like I understand what he does.
Yeah.
But far as production and what I see him missing out on plays,
Yeah.
it ain't nothing against Bam. It's just Bam not no star.
Right. He's a small big.
Yeah.
He's a small big.
He should be a rotational big because he's
Right.
about 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". He should be a rotational big that come in that can play the power forward or the center.
Like he's somebody you would play like the death lineup Warriors. Mm-hmm. Like he was somebody that would have fit in being that center with them. Somebody like that, like a center there, like playing a half court style offense, which Miami he trying to do or does not trying to. They are obviously accomplishing something. They made it to the NBA Finals, but you know what I'm saying, with a center that's power forward or small or big small forward size, but doesn't have those type of skills. You get what you get.
You get what you get. Yeah.
You get what you get. He kind of like caught where, we talking about like these transformative players like a Brook Lopez. Like you got Brook Lopez on one side, you got Dwight Howard on the other side. They both came in about the same time in the league, but Dwight Howard found his way out the league because injuries mainly, but also because the entire way the game is played in the NBA changed. Brook Lopez developed a 3-point shot. Found that corner and started splatting them.
That's true.
That's true. He kept developing.
You know what I'm saying? Al Horford, same thing. Al Horford found that corner three, started hitting them, stayed in, and he's still a valuable player in the league.
Al Horford went from a throw-in player. In the beginning of his career,
throw-in trade player, and
that's true.
To where he's on a Western Conference final team, Eastern Conference final team year in and year out now.
That's true.
Right.
And he's the vet.
Savvy vet.
He's gonna be a great coach. Hey, this the year, Al. Stop playing.
Just shut it
go
down.
go be the coach. Go be the coach, man. Go join the staff, man.
What else going on in sports?
I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question from a coach's perspective because we talked about expectations and how expectations are not really reality. Obviously, you coached hundreds of track athletes, right? And put a lot in college.
It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, you put a lot in college, so just tell it how it is. Like, how do you decipher as a coach, like your expectation for your athlete and the reality? Because we talked about how like we, as media, not us, but media in general, our people put expectations on people, our players. And if they don't meet your expectation, now you're disappointed. Now, so as a coach, you get a person in a male or female track athlete. How do you decipher your expectations for them versus reality?
Expectations come from a couple of places. My expectations that I have for them, my expectations come from their work ethic. However hard they work, that's what I expect from you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not going to expect more than what you work for. Like, common thing that I tell all my track athletes, you can't outrun your training. Whatever you train to run that's what you're going to run. Track, like with track and field, it's a very black and white sport. You racing the clock. You racing the clock. So it's not hard to, like, one of the reasons I coach, it's not hard to coach. Like, I mean, people think it's a lot of science involved, but it's not hard to coach. Look, you work at time intervals. You teach correct form. You teach technique, and if they can connect the technique with the power and the speed and the weights and the nutrition, sleep, handle all they stuff, because most of the stuff is on them. I tell them all the time. Most of the stuff is low hanging fruit. Yeah. Low hanging fruit is if you ask any of my trackers, they know what the low hanging fruit is. Low hanging fruit is nutrition, sleep, spirituality, relationships that you have in your own life. Because a lot of the time, whatever is happening in your life, you carry it on the track with you. Like if you having a sucky time, or a boyfriend broke up with you, girlfriend broke up with you, or your parents getting on you think unfairly, or your grades slipping and you trying to work to get them right, you carry all that onto the track.
Wow.
You carry it all on the track. Like, all of it. Right? You depressed, you feeling bad, you feeling good. It all comes on the track. So I tell them often, run like you love doing this. You run like you love doing it, it'll work out. Right? But yeah, as far as my expectations for them goes, my expectations goes along with their work ethic and goes around with whatever natural talent that I can see them having. You know what I'm saying? That I see them having. If they have natural talent, then the expectation is going to be higher. Right. Even with those that don't have the innate skills that they were born with, I always leave room for magic.
Yeah,
always leave room for magic.
Like you don't never even like the reality, like when you see, like basically you don't just tell them what they want to hear, or like you don't tell every athlete, hey man, you got an opportunity to run in college.
Nope.
Even it's someone like,
never have.
Even because I think they're good coaches too, and I could be wrong. Like some of them do tell you that, but when you see a kid who has a lot of potential and know like you can do something in college, do you still like say that constantly to them? Because I know it's like a lot of good coaches, if they know you got ability to play on the next level, they don't really tell you that. They don't really say, man, you got ability to play on the next level. Like if you see somebody that load a bunch of talent, do you ever say, hey man, don't mess this up? Like
no. So with the kids, I'll tell them like, because I asked them beforehand, because look, especially with my sport, look, it's too hot, it's too hard. Why you out here? Yeah. Right? If you out here to get in shape for another sport, cool, we could do that. But you will be put in a box. Basically, I will help you get better at it. Right? But my main focus is on those that are out here to change their financial future.
Gotcha.
Basically,
gotcha.
You changing your life, you changing your family life. Your parents won't have to pay for college. You won't have to pay for college. You'll be able to. You won't have. Well, if you choose to start your family early, there won't be any financial obligations that you got to take care of as far as paying back loans before you would be able to do that. You won't have any concerns, like you can focus all your financial activity on your potential
getting
children.
a great head start in life.
Right. Down payment on your house, whatever you want to do. Right. But as far as, telling them, like, yeah, I'll let them know, like, hey, I'll ask them what their goals are. What's your goals? Hey, I want to run at this college. All right, well, it take these numbers. These numbers you got to hit. You got to be able to score at conference. I'll show them top 6 times from conference from last year and the year before. Okay, so if you a boy running 46 low coming out of high school, yeah, you probably get a SEC scholarship to school, because they'll want you running 45 mid, 45 high, and be able to score at conference in the 400. If you got that kind of you show that kind of ability, then yeah, you could probably get there. Now, if you're a boy running 49, you got a lot of work to do. I'll say, hey, realistically, you could go to these schools. In the Sun Belt,
which are great schools. They'll
give you the same full scholarship, and you can have what I do. Basically, what I do, I look for good coaches for their event. Basically, you got sprint coaches, you got jump coaches, you got distance coaches, you got throws coaches, all type of coaches. Right? I look for good coaches that are consistently putting out national qualifiers for the NCAA championships. If I feel that, I can't just flat out ask them, hey, you're gonna be at the school all 4 of the years. Can't do that. But if I see that they've been at the school, been solid with the school, everything like that, I have conversations with them, whatever like that. And and some of these coaches I talk to on a consistent basis, so I know how they feeling about their job. Basically, I'll be like, hey, such and such is gonna be there your whole time.
Yeah.
Right. Now, it's on you to make sure, number one, they academically qualified. Number two, you did your clearinghouse, all that stuff. And also, do they have what you want to major in?
Correct.
And do like their kids that graduate in that major get jobs after, right? 'Cause, baby, look, this track thing ain't for the longevity, baby. Yeah. It's a good time, not a long time. That's true. That's true. Right? That's so yeah, I know we always talk about football have a lifespan of like 3 years. It's shorter with track.
Right.
Yeah, it's shorter with track. It's shorter with track.
Average one. So yeah, I'll let a kid know, like, hey, you have potential.
Right.
But I'll also explain to them what the word potential means.
Okay.
Last week we did X coach. This week we're going with X Dante.
Sure.
DeAndre Hopkins.
D-Hop.
What's a great landing spot for him, and where you see him fitting in that?
Man, great landing spot for Nuke. Where I would hope he would land is somewhere like Seattle.
Okay.
Where I think he's going to land is probably somewhere like Baltimore or Houston. Back to Houston.
Oh man, don't go back to Houston, man.
I wouldn't.
He said he wants a great quarterback,
Uh-huh.
A stable organization, and a great defense. That's the teams he wants
How
to
did
go to.
are the Cardinals intentionally tanking? That's my question. Now my question back to y'all. I'm gonna serve this back to y'all.
The Cardinals messed up drafting Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray has ruined.
Did they
their
also
franchise.
mess up hiring Kingsbury as a head coach?
I don't necessarily think it was Kingsbury as the head coach. We knew what Kingsbury was going to do. Kingsbury did the same thing at Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to be great offense, subpar quarterback play. Kingsbury had Patrick Mahomes
Yes, he did.
and didn't win.
I know.
Like
Went to the Texas Bowl.
played LSU. Like it's the LSU team that was really
Really good. Like
they wasn't really. They was good, but they had a lot of injuries that year, and they wasn't really trying to play in the Texas Bowl.
no, they wouldn't.
And they still gave
Still gave him the beats.
They did.
like no man. Kingsbury did what Kingsbury was gonna do, and I think they were using Kingsbury as a stopgap.
So they didn't fire the general manager.
Yep.
All within the last 2 years, they didn't fire the general manager, the head coach, and they probably trying to get rid of the quarterback, even though they just signed him to.
And they put all them weird clauses in his contract,
right
and,
about
and
playing video games and stuff like that.
I don't know how their financial situation is with them. We know they winning, but they might be trying to get off that team, and so that might be a reason why they
sell a team.
Yeah,
Like sell a team total.
yeah. Man, the cat just sold the Commanders for.
That's true.
Well, I don't think is the deal done. I haven't
not
heard
done
nothing.
because they gotta
still
pass
got the
it
paperwork out there.
Yeah, and then the other owners gotta approve it. Like that's
Right.
So the deal ain't really.
Oh, they gonna approve it. They gonna try to get Dan
because they gonna get their money out the cut.
They trying to
too.
get Dan up out the cut because he got them emails that they still ain't
He got
leaked yet.
other people fired for
Yeah, I
his
know.
emails.
I know. I know.
Like,
That's why
and I haven't
the
seen
mother
that
owners
cat
trying
on,
to get him out the paint.
They are.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Gruden on TV since.
I'm trying
And
to.
it wasn't even Gruden.
I know.
You wouldn't like,
Gruden got the kibosh, dog.
man. Come
They
on,
didn't,
man.
They didn't shut Gruden all the way down.
They did.
He done. They done gave all his ESPN segments away and everything.
They
Done
did.
so.
They did.
Bruh. Should have never came back.
Herm Edwards was like, "Shit, I'm gonna come slide right back here
Slide
on
right
this
back
college
in.
football,
See you
in this
later.
NFL live,
That's
and I'm
it.
gonna be a commentator.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna rock no boat."
That's crazy.
The next X9 man. How do you feel about 4 Louisiana teams in the college baseball playoffs? What they call it? The NCAA tournament.
NCAA tournament.
For Louisiana
NCAA
teams.
World Series, yeah, the College World Series. Man, well, I guess the investment worked. You can't. Damn, I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. You can't throw a rock outside without hitting a baseball field.
Yeah.
Especially in the parish we live in.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't throw a rock without hitting a baseball field. Like they got baseball parks, they got softball parks everywhere you turn.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, dog.
Yeah.
Like, while teams like LSU can recruit, nationwide and well, most of the times international players that's that good, they going straight to the league or they going
Right.
straight into AA or whatever like that. But I'm not surprised that most of the other schools like your Tulanes, your ULs, your McNeese's, that are turning up in softball and baseball because they got softball and baseball fields everywhere in this state.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I'm talking Gardale Lane, Geismar,
Gardner Lane ridiculous.
Lake Charles, that big softball /
Right.
baseball facility out there. They got like 400 fields. Like, I'm not surprised.
That is true.
I'm not surprised. Why would you be surprised? I'm not surprised that like here in this parish, got 40 something soccer fields right over there by Lamar Dixon. About to have some soccer kids coming out of here pretty good.
That's true. That is true.
Because they invest in it.
Give them about 5-10 years.
Exactly.
That's true. That makes sense.
So I'm not surprised at all. That because while you'll find people that's committed to it, but I don't know if it's always for the right reasons because it is very expensive sport to play on a prep level. You played.
Right.
I don't know. Did you play for travel ball? I know you played
for baseball.
School. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I started after my 8th grade year. I gave it up.
Any particular reason, or you just for football?
I didn't like baseball.
You didn't like it no more?
I didn't really like. I did it because
Was it too slow?
no, it was just boring.
Yeah.
Like for me, I just couldn't. I just didn't like
See,
it.
so you're the problem right now because MLB is trying to figure out why African Americans ain't playing.
And it just flat out
Baseball.
saying boring.
Yeah, it was boring. It was boring.
You know what I'm saying? They started all kind of initiatives trying to get these little quote unquote inner city kids, even though we grew up in the country.
Yeah.
And it's hard though when you think about it. Like when you look at teams like the Yankees and the previous Red Sox and the A's and everybody like that. People don't realize how big these dudes really are.
No, they
These
don't.
cats are 6'5" and 6'6".
No, Aaron Judge like
260,
6'8".
270.
Aaron Judge like 6'8", 270, dog.
Like these dudes are different.
Hitting a 9-ounce ball.
They different, bro.
Like they athletes
Like,
now.
yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
like-
Absolutely athletes.
Like
but
major athletes.
But we so programmed to put them on a court. Put them at tight end. We put them on the court at power forward.
Put them on the football field at tight end.
Put them on tight end. Put them
left
at
tackle.
outside linebacker.
It's trouble.
Like,
It's trouble.
So I think that's what Major League need to like going into the cities and then saying, hey, this is what they're making, and this is what you can make in AAA versus what they're making in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because it's not a comparison MLB and NFL. It's AAA in NFL.
So the main reason, but one of the main reasons for that as well is that you look at inner city, which you're gonna always find. Same way you find baseball fields out here in the country, you're gonna find gyms in the city.
Gyms.
And basketball is not an expensive sport to play. Pair of shoes, basketball.
Say, bro, and baseball either. You know what?
Baseball bats, like you got to buy four different baseball bats that cost $100 to $150 each. A glove, 1 or 2 gloves, pair of spikes. Then you got to buy the uniform, the undershorts,
girdles,
your sliding shorts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The helmet, and God forbid you get hit anywhere. Now that's another expense that your parents got to come out of pocket for. Pay for a cast or the shin guards and the elbow pad, everything like that. Like I got a little nephew that play. That's why I'm familiar with all this stuff.
That's a lot of gear.
It is.
And that's before you even get to, well, I want Nike. You know what I'm saying? These ain't the ponies that I used to play T-ball in that we went pick up at Walmart.
Mm-hmm. We all had them. We all had them.
The Pony Expresses that I had.
Remember the one with the little flap on the front?
Yeah.
Bro.
Little flap
You know
on
what
the
I'm
front.
saying?
I think my first experience with football cleats, bro, did not go well. So my first year playing football, bro, I remember my dad had to work. Yeah, so my mom had to take me. And boy, we walked into it was a Foot Locker Foot Action. It might be Champs, bro.
Uh-huh.
And man, I saw all these good looking cleats, dog. Like, like I was like, ooh, that's what I want. That's what I want. But this is what you gonna get. see,
Do they have his size?
so you gotta understand what you
Checking the
want
back.
and what you gonna get.
Boy, you be praying when they go checking the back. Man,
Yeah.
please don't have my size.
and sure enough, they had your size, bro. And man,
because ain't nobody else.
But I had these on. There was Adidas, but I remember these cleats out there yesterday. These big thick Adidas, bro. And it was like a mixture between football cleats and soccer cleats.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I didn't know, bro. I didn't know if I was playing football. I was gonna like be
Be
Bro, I
Pele.
ain't know, no, honestly,
Pele out here.
no, I ain't know if I was playing football or I was going to the army because it had like spikes on the front of it. So I
Oh,
don't know if
no.
it be, like these little rubber little spikes like right here. What? Like so I said, I'll be kicking people.
Boy, the Mad Max
Bro, that thing was so.
Them boy need a shin guard.
Bro, that thing was so thick, bro. I was so drunk. My dad saw the cleats later. He's like, "What in the world?" It's like I had the cleats, bro. Hey, man, I'm cleats. Serve me justice, man. I was out there getting it in, bro.
I hope they at least made you the kicker too with them.
Man, bro, I don't know, bro. Hey, bro, I played nose guard, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
That was my first year playing. This man had me a nose guard, dog.
Hey man, the coach knew you had that dog in you though.
Nah, bro, no.
dog.
Straight, hey, bro, let me tell you. Hey, I was a dog.
Taking
nose
on them
guard,
double
dog.
teams.
That's what I'm saying.
I ain't
He
on
was
double
a
teams.
dog.
Straight swim move.
He seen it in you.
That's a straight
He
swim
seen
move,
it.
man.
Hey man, them cleats. He seen them cleats. He was like, "Oh, I know he going on that line.
straight
He
there,
going on that line."
Yeah, he saw them. That's what he
saw the
saw.
cleats.
He saw
Yeah,
them cleats, boy. He boy, like, boy, that look like some sturdy cleats, boy. It look like he
Boy,
hold
that
his own in.
He got it.
Man, bro, they had I went number 54. Oh my god.
Oh, this ball reminiscent. He
Oh,
reminiscent. No, he got it.
54, bro. The sleeve came down way down.
Ooh,
there,
hold it
past
down.
It was so big,
It
huh?
was so big, bro.
Hold
So-
it down.
God,
Why
I
they
was,
do poke ball like that?
I was so trash, bro. I wasn't trash. I just looked trash.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Like so these initiatives are trying to basically do what football is way ahead of the curve on doing, because the NFL will drive through the projects and just throw shoulder pads out the back of
actually
a.
do that.
I know they do.
Yeah, they do
That's
that.
what I'm saying. They will throw shoulder pads out the back of a truck.
Keep going.
All y'all go play football.
That's it.
It's cheap to play football.
Yeah,
But-
shit, because I mean, if they gonna give you, they gonna
Yeah.
give you the equipment.
So could they partner with a bunch of these parks and gyms, the recreation facilities? So all of every hood, I don't care how broke y'all are, they got a gym like you said, or they got a basketball court, right? Why they don't have batting cages in them? They only need a 40 by 12-foot room and put a machine in there.
Yep.
That's it. Everybody could get their swings in. Get 10 bats for each facility. Hey, this the 10 bats. You go in there, you got to sign the bat out. You bring the bat back when you sign out. Let's at least we will be able to hit.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna end up getting hit with a machine.
We live in 2023. Put the cameras in there. Hey, your kid stepped in front of the machine. We told him this is the X. Stay in the X.
Somebody gonna have that pitch machine at home.
All right, man.
This is why we can't have. This is why they don't have nice things.
We can't,
No,
bro.
man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the city, dog, a lot of your green space is taken up by either blight, you know, trash, basically. You know, blighted parts that aren't cleaned up and with no plans to clean up. So, like spots that parks could go and play and everything like that. Thing is, soon as you clean up an area, make it nice enough, gentrification.
Yeah, that's true. So, bro, right in St. Rock, you know, we sponsor St. Rock.
Uh-huh.
So we got 3 baseball teams this summer in St. Rock. We in the hood too. But far as other sports with our basketball, I think we had 11 basketball teams.
Yeah.
Far as the boys and the girls.
Right.
But baseball, we only got 3 total.
Yeah.
Then that's 2 boys and 1 softball.
Right.
Right. So I see the difference right now.
Like, is it
And-
the same? Is it the same thing? Like those saying, like kids are just like bored with the sport. Like,
Not necessarily that they bored with the sport. They don't know how to play the sport. Most of them. They don't watch the sport because it's so long. That's why I was asking,
Yeah.
did you think the game was too long or too slow? They don't watch the game.
they trying to correct it. They
They
put the pitching clock.
put the
They
pitch
put
clock
the
in.
pitch clock out there.
Maybe they need to take some of the innings away. I don't know how that's going to affect the record books or something like that. But they need a little more entertainment in there. But yeah, they don't watch. They aren't watching no baseball game, man.
Yeah.
They're not watching no baseball game. They're not going to no baseball parks. Like, it's too hot. Number one, it's in the summertime,
Right.
and it's all summer. So then now you got these kids who've been playing football and basketball their whole life and running track their whole life. They got all the AAU stuff.
Yeah.
They got all their 7-on-7 stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, so then if they already transition into junior high, they junior high starting to practice football in the summer now too.
Right.
So it's like
I got
it's like what are they doing? They getting too. I think kids are getting too.
and that's why they getting hurt. That's why they all get hurt.
They don't know
That's
how to
what-
train to be athletes. They're just training for that sport.
Yeah. it's true.
Like, I have a kid right now, matter of fact, and I told her, like, hey, you need to play multiple sports, right? because you learn things in team sports that you don't in track, which is mostly an individual sport. It has team aspects to it, like relays, and if we're in a scoring meet that you're trying to score points. But you need to be in a team environment. You know what I'm saying? And you learn things. You learn how to move in other ways in team sports that you don't have to on the track, because track is mostly linear speed. You run in a straight line, right? But being able to adjust on the fly in case something goes wrong in a track race, you learn that type of proprioception, other things like that. You learn that in team sports. Like, so she plays flag football. Now it's taken away a little bit from her speed on the track, but she's 11.
Yeah.
We got time to get that back.
Yeah.
Right. We gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I always encourage, even though I'm your typical a-hole track coach. Like, I want my track athletes to run track, right? But I do find the value, as long as they're with coaches that know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I find the value in go play basketball, play football, flag football. Play baseball, play these other sports that challenge you in other ways.
Right.
Yeah.
That way, even if you're a great track athlete and you ain't never getting beat, learning how to lose has value.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
That day coming.
Yeah, because the day coming. the day coming. So learning how to lose has value too. So that's why I always, learn how to work with other people. You don't have to really, you do work with other people, but you don't have to in track. You can be successful in track but not work with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely find value in that. So,
But good. Well, let's stay on track.
Right.
So let's do this. We're gonna end it with this. So I think obviously we do things here like we make better people.
Yep.
Obviously,
Number one.
Not only would we're gonna start implementing the action, we're gonna do the NIL, but also I think what we have to say is extremely important as well. So we don't know who's watching this. We don't know what individual or even kid life that we can change with this simple word. So what I want to do, this is going to be, they call it the elevator speech, right? So if you're in an elevator and you got
elevator pitch.
That's it, speech, Lord have mercy. Speech, pitch, whatever, it's a talk.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you got that in the elevator and you with a student athlete and you got 30 seconds. And this particular student athlete right now in high school, playing well on the field, successful, whether it's football or basketball, even track, they're successful, got a few awards, but they have no scholarship offers right now going into their senior year, none whatsoever. What do you tell them?
Keep working. There's time. Be patient. And stay open. That's it.
I would say be you.
Yep.
You're already doing it. They will find you. And if they don't find you, it's a lot of life out here besides just playing a sport.
Yeah.
We can go and find you a JUCO. We can go and find you a prep school. We can go and find you something. Just do you and be you. That's most important.
Perfect. Stop comparing yourself to other athletes.
Please.
Stop comparing yourself to who's getting a scholarship offer, who's looking at someone else, what they got, what they have. Comparison is a killer, and comparison will cripple your progress. The only thing that you can control is what you can do, and that's it. Stay in your lane. You get in trouble because you go in someone else's lane, and that's when you cause a crash. Stay in your lane, do what you're supposed to do, and it'll all work out.
So, it's been a cool episode. I only worked half the time, and we're getting full pay, baby.
Hey, that's what it is.
Hey, man.
That's how I set up.
Subscribe.
That's what we doing.
YouTube channel, Evergreen
Let's go,
Pod.
man.
Subscribe. Instagram,
Shout out to
Evergreen
Swag,
Pod.
man.
TikTok, Evergreen Pod. Like, subscribe, and
Shout out
follow.
Swag.
Peace,
Run the comments
prosperity.
up. I'm ready.
Peace.